Hi, did you know a lot of symptoms that come from school-related issues can really be because of lack of visual skills? Today, we're going to talk a little bit about the different skills themselves and the sort of symptoms you would see if they're having problems. I'm Rick Gravy. I'm founder of Neuro-Visual Performance Institute. And what we're talking about now first is eye teaming, just how will the eyes work together as a team? If you're having problems with that, kids would have print would be moving on the page, or say it's swimming on the page. They may turn their head to tilt to use to block one eye off. They get the brow aches above their eyes or headaches coming in. They'll fatigue quickly with reading, school or things. They'll try to avoid reading with that. They definitely would avoid ball sports where the two eyes working together would give them the depth perception. So those are some of the big eye teaming problems, symptoms that could come from eye teaming. Eye tracking, how will the eyes move across the page? You could lose your place when you're reading, reread certain words or paragraphs, same lines over again. Difficulty copying from the board, where you're going from desk to board, have trouble with that. A lot of head movement with reading, those different kind of things. They again also could reread the same lines, from eye tracking problems. They'll tend to want to use their finger a lot, to lose their place or a bookmark, something like that. Then just the eye focusing. We take for granted we look from far to near, but a lens in your eye has to flex and unflex in order for us to do that. And we don't all have the efficiencies with that. So if anybody had difficulties with that, it's the same thing. That could be another big cause of headaches, of intermittent blur, kind of comes and going, or what we just call eye fatigue. After a while, you just kind of like you feel worn out with that too. Then often they'll complain the print needs to be bigger. The print's too small for them to see clearly with that. And then, also they'll have difficulty when they're focusing, not just board desk, but anything from close to far, they'll have difficulty with that. And those are some of the basic eye tracking, teaming, the mechanics of vision. But once we see things, we have to make sense out of it. So with what we call visual processing or visual cognitive, those problems in those areas, those would be the kids who tend to reverse numbers or letters longer than expected. That's normal up until around age 8, but it should be getting less and less and less and should really be mastered around age 8. Those are the individuals who would also have messy handwritings. They can't stay across the line. They're writing up, writing down, big letters, small letters, and then, difficulty just remembering what the words look like as they're reading them, and being able to reproduce them when they're taking what they're taking from board and putting the word onto their paper, have difficulty with that thing. And then also just, difficulty often matching sounds to visual patterns. They may not be phonetically be able to sound out these words like we want to. It's just globs on a page instead of representing the sound and things like that too. So there's a lot of these different things, and often these performance problems that we see in school are often because kids are lacking the visual skills. Margaret Livingstone up at Harvard did a study, and she's a PhD in a Nobel Prize winning lab. And so basically they discovered, they said 75, roughly 10 to 25% of the general population will have problems in some of these visual skills we've mentioned. If you look at individuals with reading problems, that's as much as 75%. And our findings is as we improve these skills and get those skills back up to where they need to be, next thing you know, that person who was struggling earlier is now a very good reader. And once they learn how, they go, I've got it. It's like learning to walk, talk, ride a bike. Once you learn it, you've got it. So hopefully that helps you kind of identify some of the visual aspects of some of these performance issues, especially as it relates to school performance. Thanks for listening. Talk to you later. Bye.